At exactly 9:02 p.m., a notification chimed from my inbox. The subject line was short and surgical. Your position has been terminated. Severance withdrawn. The sound was crisp, final, the kind of noise that feels like the world cutting its own power. I stared at it without blinking. No anger, no panic, just a strange, sterile calm. I typed one word in reply. Thanks. Then I shut the laptop and poured myself a drink. They believed they'd erase me with a few sentences of corporate nonsense and a digital signature. What they didn't realize was that I had written the very clause they were trying to weaponize, and it wasn't on their side. 2 years earlier, when the company was just a dream scribbled on whiteboards and late-night takeout boxes, I was there. Evan, the CEO, was magnetic, one of those men who could make failure sound like destiny. He used to call me the brain behind the brand. I called him a friend. We built everything together, policies, pay structures, the ethical scaffolding of what was supposed to be a transparent, fair organization. He told me once, if things ever go south, you'll be protected. You've earned that. I believed him. Then came Melissa, the new HR director. Charming, confident, with the kind of smile that meant she knew exactly what she was doing. Evan introduced her with a grin. That lasted a little too long. Soon, she was everywhere. In meetings she didn't need to be in, finishing the sentences, staying late. The first time she called me honey in an email, she brushed it off as a typo. The second time it wasn't. The shift was subtle but unmistakable. Conversations hushed when I entered rooms. Tasks I'd managed for years were reassigned without explanation. One day, I tried to access the company's financials and found my permissions temporarily suspended. Then I saw it, a folder left open on the office printer. Inside, a restructuring plan. Her role expanded, mine removed. 2 signatures at the bottom, his and hers. I didn't confront them. Not yet. I started building my own file instead. Every Slack message, every email, every after-hours authorization she wasn't clear to make. I recorded each policy breach, every request from Evan to handle this quietly. All of it saved to a private drive. And when I was asked to update the company's termination policies, I made a small addition. Nothing flashy, just a line most executives would skim right over. If a role is dissolved without formal written cause, severance terms revert to the last signed agreement. Any unilateral cancellation constitutes breach subject to legal review. Both of them signed it without a second glance. So when Melissa's email came that night, she wasn't firing me. She was violating a contract. In writing. I let them sleep. The next morning, I forwarded her message to the company's legal counsel with a simple note. Please review Section 9, subsection B of the executive agreement. By mid-morning, a board meeting was in session. I wasn't in it, but I didn't need to be. Colleagues texted me updates as the company lawyer read my clause aloud, word for word. Each line was a quiet, precise detonation. Evan's face reportedly drained of color. Melissa's hands shook. When the lawyer reached the phrase breach of contract, Evan's coffee cup slipped, staining the boardroom table. By noon, my severance was reinstated, tripled, actually under the penalty clause. The transfer hit my account before lunch. By afternoon, both of their company emails were disabled. The board launched an internal investigation before the day ended. Melissa's badge stopped working on Friday. Evan resigned the following Monday. People ask me sometimes if I regret not speaking up sooner. I don't. Retaliation doesn't have to shout. It just needs to be time-stamped. I didn't argue. I didn't beg. I just let their own signatures close the loop. Now, when I scroll past their names online, their title's gone, their profile scrubbed clean of the empire they helped ruin. I don't feel anger, just clarity. In business, loyalty means nothing without proof. Documentation is the only real armor. I pour another drink, check my balance, and take a slow sip. The whiskey burns less than the irony. They thought they ended me with an email. What they really did was approve their own exit.